Hey everyone, how's it going? What is up? It is me, Twister Windstalker, coming at you with another video. And this is a redo video because the original video I did, for some reason my Roxio program did not like it. So I'm having to redo this. So let's do this again. And today's topic is going to be about the Legend of Zelda series and the games that I own, which I don't own a lot of these on cartridges because I have just reacquired an NES and haven't got Zelda 1 and 2 on the NES yet. Though I do still own my Legend of Zelda A Link to the Past for Super Nintendo. Oh yeah. So there's that one. Now, I do own this, which I got for Gamecube when I ordered Wind Waker. So this one is the Legend of Zelda promo disc with 4 exciting games on it. What games do you ask? The games are Legend of Zelda, Legend of Zelda 2, Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask. And it comes with a demo of, what else? Wind Waker. And then for some reason after I got this, or around the time I was getting ready to pick this up, they came out with this. Whoops, I'm holding it upside down. This. The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time and Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Master Quest. Ooh. Which Master Quest I have never finished because it's harder than the original. And I've come close, but then I just, kind of gave up when I got to Ganon because I ran out of time or got busy or something. So, and then the other 2 games that I own on physical copy because I have some digital download is Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword. Which Skyward Sword was a present for my wife for either my birthday or Christmas. I forget which one. And Twilight Princess, I like to play the high definition version of, along with the high definition version of Wind Waker. So, let's start the journey of Zelda way back in 1986, I believe it is, when the first Zelda came out. And I played the living doohockeys out of that one. And like many people, and really, really enjoyed it. I mean, even though it seems like a short game, because I don't even think the game is like 10 hours if you know exactly what to do and how to do it. You can just like beat it in a day or less. And I really enjoyed it. I mean, there was a lot of things that took a while to figure out, when you first start playing it and everything. And I'm glad they put this on here. Now, Zelda 2, I don't particularly like it. It, like many people say, it's a departure from the way the first one was. And even though I have beaten it like once, because Shadow Link at the end of the game is kind of challenging, but I'm going to say that is on my list of least favorite Zelda games, and Zelda 1 is on my list of favorite Zelda games. Ocarina of Time, we'll go ahead and just finish this one up, is on the list of favorite games. I have beaten this many times. I'm currently getting the wife through it the first time. We've started this game so many times and we have never completely beat it yet because I get to the Shadow Temple and then I just kind of get bored with it, and then we quit playing it for a while, and then she brings it back, and then I help her through the Water Temple, and which is my least favorite dungeon. And we have never finished it with her. I want to show her the ending of this game, and we will get to the ending of this game. Majora's Mask, I've beaten, and it's not one of my favorite games. I mean, it's not the mask, it's just, I don't know, it's just that, what is it, 3 days, 4 days? You have to beat it, and it's just, and even though you get the ability to rewind time and, blah, 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 and then everybody forget that they talked to you originally because you're the only one that remembers talking to everybody and all the messages that they gave you, and then, yeah, I like time traveling games. Yeah, I'm just putting it on my list of least favorite Zelda games. Now we'll go back to this one. This is on the list of my favorite Zelda games. I've beaten this countless times. It's still fun to play today, and I still, even though I know how to go places, beat everything, and to me, the hardest boss of this game is actually the worm you have to face to get, if you do it the way I normally do it, the last pendant on Death Mountain. Because, the first one is easy peasy lemon squeezy. The second one, the 3 worms, is, whatever. But that freaking big worm that knocks you off the platform gets on my nerves. And sometimes I can beat it on the first go without falling. And then sometimes it feels like it takes me a couple hours just to beat that worm. And I know exactly what to do to beat it because you got to hit it in the tail and everything. But I still have trouble with it. It's like, what in the fudge, man? But yes, this is one of my favorites. I do recommend it. And I am planning on downloading all of these from the store and playing them again. Now, after this one is Link's Awakening. I've beaten that one countless times. And I actually don't think really, other than the eagle, which gets on my nerves, none of the bosses are really too difficult. And the eagle dungeon, it's actually pretty freaking easy, but at the same time, it kind of reminds me of Storm Eagle in a way, because of the way it can blow you off the top. So it does have a little bit of difficulties to it, and it's not big worm difficult. Ocarina of Time. The water dungeon is my least favorite dungeon in the entire game. Bongo is one of those bosses that if you don't have a lot of arrows, because the whole thing of mistakes, and you're not quick with the arrow, Bongo can give you and be a royal pain in the butt. Because basically what Bongo is a floating eye, and you have to have the lens of truth activated to see Bongo. And you gotta stun his hands with a pair of arrows, and then you gotta shoot him in the eyeball. That sounds fun and dandy and easy. But Bongo also plays as Bongo, which if you have the air boots on, it gives you a little bit more time, if you're quick enough, to actually fire an arrow. But he is difficult and can be a pain in the butt. He's not impossible to beat. I've beat him lots of times. It just can be frustrating. And you got to be quick with the arrow, because if you're not, he's going to drive you crazy. Yeah. And now we're going to go on to Wind Waker. I played through this game and beat it once. After that one time, which it took me probably a couple months to beat it, which it really shouldn't have took me that long to beat it, because even though I like the shell shading and the cartooniness of this game, I wasn't really thrilled about this game. But after beating Ganon, I was kind of disappointed with that ending. But I have to say, this is on a list of games, Zelda games I don't like, but I still play it. I still want to actually eventually get through it once. And I want to get it in high definition to see how vastly improved this thing actually looks. And try it again, just for the sake of trying again. Now, Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Seasons and what was the other one? Seasons and anyway, the Oracle ones where you have to actually beat both of them, and then once you beat both of them, you can unlock Ganon. Yeah. it's bad enough to actually have to go through the game, one game once and then have to go through the second game to, get the other one to unlock, because you have to have like a special code or something. And then it's like, which I don't know actually how that works on the eShop store. What was that? Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages. There you go, Ages. And so once you, defeat the villains of the games that you defeat, and, then you bring out Ganon. And then you fight Ganon, and then you get the true ending. Now, that, I have to admit, even though those two are on my list of least favorite Zelda games, actually was kind of interesting to actually get the true ending to that game, because it's like a nice award for something that shouldn't be such a pain in the butt. But hey, it is what it is. And Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks I haven't played yet. I want to download on the store, try them out. I heard they're not really that great, but heck, I need to try them out, because those are probably the only two Zelda games I haven't actually played. I do still have the Link's Crossbow Training or whatever that was for the Wii, and I don't really consider that a Zelda game. And I never played the Zelda games for the CDI, but from what I've been told, it's actually a good thing. And not really mattering, because it isn't really canon to the series. But now we go to Twilight Princess. Another game with a navigator that annoys the ever-living... annoys you, because, like Navi and Ocarina, they want you to, they don't care that you want to do the side quest. They don't care that you want to get heart containers. They just drive you crazy until you complete the main quest. And they don't shut up. If they do, they do shut up, but it's like for like a minute or two, and then they're like, hey, or whatever, and it's like, leave me alone. But this game has a really good ending, and to see your navigator in her true form at the end makes it well worth it. So it is very good, and I do like it, even though I would put it on my list of least favorite. It's just takes too long to get to the point. It's just, that's the reason why. It's because there's so much BS you have to go through before you actually get to the good stuff, that it's actually boring to either watch somebody play it and play it until you get to the really good stuff. And then when you get to the really good stuff, where, you get to not stuck as the wolf, and you can actually switch back and forth between the wolf and Link, the wolf Link and Link. This game is freaking annoying. But I do want to get the high def version of it, because I want to use the amiibos on this and unlock the ability to do the wolf amiibo, the wolf in Breath of the Wild. So that makes that worthwhile. And now we get to the game that my wife bought me for my birthday or Christmas. I think it was more Christmassy. Skyward Sword. Again, with a navigator. Okay, Nintendo. Why did you make so many of these games with somebody that just talks way too freaking much? Especially this one at the very beginning of the game. When you get started, everybody is talking way too much. It's just way too much dialogue for a Zelda game. Zelda games, you should just jump in it and go. Ocarina of Time had a little bit of talk in the beginning, where the great Dooku tree talked to the fairy, and then the fairy talked to you, and then you had to go listen to a story from the Dooku tree, and then go kick butt in the Dooku tree, and then listen to the Dooku tree talk before he dies, and then it's like, really? And then the rest of the game, there's not really that much talking, and it's like, but this game, there is way too much talking, and there's way too much BS within the first few minutes of the game, and that bird race at the very beginning of the game is stupid. I don't like that bird race game at the very beginning of the game. Sure, it teaches you flight control and blah, 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 and Nintendo wants you to learn how to... But that is stupid, and you don't really actually... Sure, you use the bird to get down to the different locations on the ground, but it isn't that hard to fly the bird, and you don't have to really do any of that crap after you get done with the bird racing game. It's like, what? That was waste of time. And the fact that the Master Sword, once you make the Goddess Sword, I believe is what it's called at the beginning, turn into the Master Sword, which is actually on the cover. But you got to go through a bunch of BS to actually get it to. And this is supposedly the very first game of the series. It's like, okay, I have to go do all this BS just to get the Master Sword, one of the most powerful swords in the game. And you actually get to meet the person that's inside the Master Sword that actually... I'm going to go ahead and spoil it. Because I'm going to say that the android or whatever, I forgot her name, in the Master Sword in this very first game, it's the same one that talks to Zelda in Breath of the Wild and tells her stuff, and is the voice in the sword. Because it's the only thing that makes logical sense, is that the robot put inside there that I think was created by the goddess. Yeah. But yet, she never, ever, 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 even after you get through all these other sort of games, never says a word in any of the other games. It's just, you get the Master Sword, you go on your merry way, and there you go. So it's like, why introduce a Spirit of the Master Sword when it's never talked about again until Breath of the Wild? It's like, it's kind of cool because it's kind of like a throwback, you know, because Breath of the Wild has a lot of stuff that hints toward previous Zelda games, but then it's like, and then we get to Breath of the Wild, the game that is my favorite Zelda game as of right now. I mean, you can do so much cool stuff in it. I mean, it's like, you can go and fight Ganon right from the get-go if you want to. It takes like an hour or less to beat it if you want to, without the Divine Guardians and everything. The Divine Beasts. And I have to admit, the order that I think that the Divine Beasts are supposed to go in, and this is my own personal opinion, is you're supposed to take on Fire Blight Ganon first. Because Ice Arrows kicks his butt so hard, and it is so freaking easy to just, you know, boom. And then the second Ganon I would say that you should take on is the Air Ganon, Air Blythe Ganon, or Wind Blythe Ganon. I forget what his name is. So it's Fire Blythe, Wind Blythe, because the Wind Blythe is super duper easy, and all you have to do is just go and shoot him with a bunch of bomb arrows. And then the Water Blythe, now that I know how to fight it, it's pretty easy because the second thing. And then you get to the whole thing of Electric Blythe, my least favorite one, because it is freaking annoying and hard to bite, and it's like, and I can't imagine how Calamity Ganon is going to be. And from what I understand, you fight all four of those again, and it's like, ooh boy, can I fight those again? Ooh, makes me happy. I haven't beat it yet, because I've been working on getting heart containers. I got the Master Sword, and that makes me happy. So, yes. Now I want to get the rest of the heart containers, because now you have to do 4 runes to get 1 heart piece, or 4 runes to, because you get spirit stones and then you get the choice of either more stamina or that. So that's what I'm working on. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, leave comments down below, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.